Good evening, John Taylor with ABC News. The town of Emerald in the state's central west has been declared a disaster zone as floodwaters continue to rise. 1,000 people have been evacuated as a precaution ahead of the Nagoa River breaking its banks. The government's disaster management team met in Brisbane this morning to clarify what relief arrangements need to be made.
If Emerald residents had prayed for a good wet season, they never imagined this. The water they once dreamed of has now become a nightmare, inundating homes on the outskirts of town and leaving livestock stranded. The full force of the Fairburn Dam could only be seen from the air. Water is now 3.89 metres above the spillway and rising 4 centimetres every hour. Emerald has been cut off. The Vince Lester Bridge, which links the town to Rockhampton along the Capricorn Highway, has been closed since this morning.
All the area and streets this side of Opal Street are just being evacuated at the moment.
Everything in the Soley household has been lifted higher to make way for about a metre of water.
Oh, they're all excited. They can't wait to see a bit of water. But we don't want any damage either if we help it. So anyway, we'll see how we go. We'll come back tomorrow and have a look.
Across the road, and the Rooney family is taking no chances, packing up almost their entire house.
It's a little scary, but anyway, hopefully it's just a precaution.
Peter Horn risked strong currents to try to rescue a trapped horse 200 metres across the river.
It is dangerous, so you can go. Just try not to move your feet too high and that's it.
The authorities say emeralds could be isolated for up to 5 days.
This particular event is significant in terms of being the highest event recorded at this point in time.
So far, 1,000 people have been evacuated from low-lying areas. An evacuation centre has also been set up at the Emerald Town Hall, but it's a painful waiting game for most.
I'm expecting a sort of half house full of water and everything's floating. Probably need a canoe to get into there.
The acting mayor says all that can be done is being done.
This is probably the only situation that's happened here in 4 generations of my lifetime, or my family's lifetime here, that I've actually had to have anyone evacuated from the township.
Even before the floodwaters had reached the houses, the state government had already declared the area a disaster zone this morning. The Premier held a disaster council meeting in Brisbane today to talk about relief measures.
There is further flood assistance available to people when they are directly afflicted by floods in their homes.
All locals can do now is watch and wait. Bridget Smith, ABC News, Emerald.
Well, reporter Bridget Smith joins us now from Emerald. Bridget, what's the current situation with the Nagoa River?
John, there's some slightly better news here for residents tonight. Although the river is still rising, it's not rising as quickly as first expected. It's now approaching 15 metres and those levels are being monitored by the authorities every hour, but they still can't tell us whether the worst has hit or it's still to come.
And are there any more evacuations planned?
Not at this stage. There are no more evacuations planned. Just to give you some indication, Emerald has a population of around 15,000 people. Of those, about 1,000 have either been asked or forced to leave their homes, and most of those have gone to stay with family and friends.
OK, thanks Bridget Smith in Emerald.